Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video of the Twisted Word Show. Today, Mariana and I are back with another video. And in this video, we are going to talk about one of my stories. It is a horror, psychological horror novella. But first, let's introduce Mariana.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be back.
Yes, and with every step that I'll be discussing, Mariana will share her views about it and what she has, what are her thoughts, and how all the different tips, the different methods that I use for plotting could help you guys as well. So, the story that we're going to discuss today is Do Not Kill a Spider, and it is a part of the Do Not Kill series, which will include different insects for every book. And I know the title is a little bit very simple, but I wanted to keep it that way for a reason that my readers will discover after reading the books. Anyway, so the thing that we're going to discuss about a white oh sorry, not a white rose, about Do Not Kill a Spider in this video is the plotting aspect, how I plotted that story. So it all came from the idea when I saw a spider on a wall, and I was like, I am thinking of writing a horror story. And how about I take that spider and make it something very uh, disturbing? While it is a monster, how can that be manifested or used to psychologically affect a person? And that random thing, just seeing a spider on the wall, gave rise to that idea. Has that ever happened to you, Mariana? These spontaneous ideas.
Not, not with spiders. Generally, not spiders. But yes, I, for example, walk to work in the mornings, and some mornings it's quite dark because it's winter by us. And then I also, for some reason, when I walk in the dark in this little alley on my way to work, I always think of these horror stories.
Yes.
So this one place has these large wooden doors, and so my mind goes in like a down the rabbit hole kind of idea, and then
Absolutely.
everything that could happen behind those doors. So you can just
Exactly.
imagine. So, and I was
Yes.
thinking, one day someone's just gonna walk too close to me, and I'm gonna smack them or something because of all these horror story ideas I'm thinking about while I'm walking. So
Exactly. Um,
you know.
and yes. And so just like when we writers have an idea, all those different elements are all scattered. That is what happened with me for
Mm.
a white rose. So, oh, why do I keep saying a white rose? That is what happened with me for Do Not Kill the Spider. I'm still not over a white rose. Anyway, so all those ideas, all those scattered ideas, but yet connected in some way to each other, I created this. This little flow
Mhm.
chart, or you can say, or little notes over there, which are connected with arrows, can very visually illustrate how an event or a little idea about what could happen in the story is connected to one another. In this in this part of the plot part, everything is messy. All the characters and all the scenes, all the border elements, everything is all messed up. This needs to be organized, and I worked on that. And after that thinking, the organization process, this was the plot structure that it was boiled down to. Just just a few notes. So from this narrowing downing process, I was able to eliminate all the parts that would not have worked, because if I hadn't done this cutting down process, haven't narrowed it down to the things that are important, then the story at later stages would have given me some issues. And What do you say, Mariana? Is this cutting down the irrelevant or the not important parts important, or should the writer risk it and just begin writing?
I think sometimes you just realize when you at the moment you might think it's a good idea, but when you actually sit down and start writing, you might realize, but this doesn't work at all. Then you
Yes,
cut that out. But this, what you've been doing, seems to me like it saves you the time that you wasted now on starting a chapter
yes,
that's not going to go
definitely.
anywhere. And it
Yes,
might not actually help with the flow of the story, or it might
exactly.
not really fit into your story. It might be in a next sequel or something that could work perhaps, but maybe not now.
Yes. Uh,
So yes, I
and
think it's important.
yes, and with the emphasis on the organization and the narrowing down of things and taking only the important parts and boiling it down to the very essence, the fundamental idea, uh, this I then narrowed down this structure and into a very concise, very uh, specific part, which was just 4 notes, and these 4 notes summarize the idea of the entire story. But this was just an idea still.
Mm,
This was still not a story. It was just an idea. All these 4 notes are the are an idea, but an idea expanded. But now this idea needs to
mm,
turn into a story that could be written and that could be told. So that comes with this gray linear notes. So basically, what happened was a scattered idea, all those ideas scattered over here and there, all those elements, all those notes and scenes scattered over here. They were all, first of all, narrowed down to the important ones and the useful ones, and then to a very concrete and very specific idea that is 100% sure to work for the story. And then that idea is taken and spread out into
mm,
a series of scenes or different things that is going to happen in the story. And that is this part.
mm. Okay.
All the gray
So those
notes,
gray areas are then your different chapters,
no, they aren't chapters.
the
Chapters are
idea for
yet to
each
come.
chapter.
Yes, they are actually
Mm.
what will happen in the
The
story.
idea, yeah.
Yes, the incidents that are going to
Yeah.
take place in the story. Yes. Uh,
Yes.
and I believe that doing this is important because it gives you clarity. And like I said in a previous video, that I'm actually experimenting with different approaches for every story. And Do Not Kill a Spider, I'm going with the plotting approach and this kind of plotting approach. So that is what is happening for Do Not Kill a Spider. It is not happening for all of my stories because I'm doing something different for all of them. And at the end, see what works out. So after the incidents have been laid out, I move on to so after I know what is going to happen in the story, and then I know what all things are going to happen to what all characters in the story, I can begin to see how I want to present that, which is going to be the plotting of the chapters. Now, chapters look
Okay.
linear visibly or visually. They look linear like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, but the incidents that are inside them, those gray notes, they are not going to be added in the chapters linearly like one after the other. They could be like the first incident happens over here in the first chapter, and then the last, no, not the last, and then the very extreme incident happens in the second chapter, and that could be done for the purpose of making the story interesting, making the story complex, and making the narrative more engaging. Uh, that is what happens in the chapter writing process. After the ideas, incidents, everything is clear, then then comes the presentation. So the presentation in the chapter scene plotting happens in the blue notes over here. Now, I have only been able to plot 2.5 or 3 chapters till now because I'm still working on the story. But there are going to be more chapters, and as I do them, I will probably update you all about that. But that is how it goes. First of all, a scattered idea. That is boiled down to the important ones. That is then brought into a concrete, strict, specific idea, which is sure to work for the story. That is then laid out into the incidents that are going to happen in the story, and then the chapters are plotted. Now, I do
Yeah.
one little extra thing for the chapters, like characters. We all know how important our characters are, and we all need to know how the characters develop throughout the story. So, if we're not conscious about how our characters are changing, what are we doing with the stories? We need to, because
Yeah.
they are the ones whose story we are telling, right?
Yes.
So, so what I do is under every chapter, I connect it with a little line. These green notes under every chapter connecting with the blue note tells how the character is in that chapter, what the emotional state or the physical state or whatever kind of how the behavior of the character is, how he's reacting to the situations. Everything about the character is being written not in much detail, but in a, just to give an idea what the character is like at the start, and then as the story progresses how the character has changed in the end. That gives a very
Mm.
good view on how the character should speak in a particular chapter, or if that tone is relevant to the kind of person that the chapter has become at a particular point or not. And that is actually a very powerful tool if you know
Mm.
right in front of your eyes what your character is like and are able to write about it. So
Yes,
that
and I
was
think it's very, sorry, Yash, I think it's very important to show how your character changes in your
exactly.
story, because that's the whole point of writing. Because if he's gonna stay the same throughout the story, it's gonna be a very
Yes, what
boring story to read.
exactly. What is the journey of the character
Yes.
that needs to be shown in the story through the narrative?
Yeah.
But just for yourself as a writer, you can have these
Mm.
little notes for every chapter,
It
uh,
will.
what
Mm.
the character is like. I found that like to
Exactly.
be, yes. So, what do you overall think about this plotting method, and what do you think about that, Mariana?
I think it's brilliant. I think it is a very helpful way to try and structure your story. Um, Other than the way I do it, where I just scribble down random notes and hope I get through through all of them, and
That is
then
what that is
my
what used to.
characters tend to, yeah, they tend to go in their own direction. It's like,
Yes,
you
that's
know,
what also happened to me until I developed this system. And it's not really something that is revolutionary or something very unique that I have invented. No, it's very simple approach. It's a truly simple approach, and it's just that you need to sit down for it and dedicate some time to it and organize your thoughts. So it's basically organization of thoughts and leading to the perfect story. Uh, and with that, I hope that everyone watching this video has learned something, and I am able to, and we have been able to share something useful that has helped you, that will help you for in your writing journey. And in case you're wondering where I made these, I create all these plots on Canva. Canva is a free app for many graphic design purposes, but you can use it for whatever you want because it, usage is a tool of your own curiosity. Sorry, that was a bad
yeah,
attempt at creating a good line. Anyway, let's end this video with the last thing that I always say in every video: have fun, write
exactly.
and
There you
enjoy
go.
it every time. Uh, Thank you very much for watching this video. We will see you again in the next episode.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.